All right, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Coach's Box. We're live here from Herculaneum, Pachanga. I want to give a big shout-out to Joel and his crew here at Herculaneum, Pachanga for allowing us week in and week out to come here and do the show. They're fantastic food and fantastic service. Always you meet somebody in here with a smile on their face, and the food is amazing. Just quietly, I can tell you that I probably frequent this place a ton, but they just are always so gracious to host us week in and week out. So if you're out looking for a place to eat tonight or any other night for that matter, join us here at Herculaneum Pachanga. They're open and waiting for you to come in and enjoy some Mexican cuisine, I guess you could say, and some great margaritas, great daiquiris. So join them here, but we want to say a big thank you to Herculaneum Pachanga for hosting us week in and week out. For no amount of money, really. It's an awesome thing that they do for us, and we want to give them a big shout out, for hosting us week in and week out and allowing us to come here and take over 2 of their tables. But we greatly appreciate.
We also
Joel
spend a lot of money here.
We do. We do.
That helps.
We do.
It really helps when you spend the money.
When Jason was here, I was expecting that from him, but not necessarily you. That was kind of coming out of nowhere there.
Hey, I got to keep it real, man.
You got to step in for Jason. I get it. I get it.
And we are a little short-handed tonight. Jason and Terlin are up with little Weston at the hospital. Mm-hmm. Had a little procedure done today. So thoughts and prayers for all of them, and hopefully they find out what's going on with them. And again, the fundraiser is still up, and if you are interested in donating, feel free. It's on our Coach's Box Facebook page. You can go right to it, donate. If you are interested in donating and you don't really want to donate over Facebook, we've had several people say that, you can contact one of us and we will get a hold of we will take any money that you have. It is going directly to Jason. I took some of the money because it comes in waves off the fundraiser. I took some of it to him this week, and he was just more than thankful. Of course, he's one of those guys like all of us would be. We don't ask for it, but he's very appreciative. You saw the video with him and Terlin and the kids and Weston up at Children's in the garden
area.
And you can just see the kid's got a big smile on his face, and hopefully that all gets taken care of, and our thoughts and prayers are for them. And, you never know if Jason gets a chance. Maybe he'll show up and jump on the show and give us his always welcome opinions. Welcome.
What
opinions.
Are you talking about?
Are they always welcome, though?
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, listen, from your standpoint, maybe not, because he doesn't really like your... He even
we
said,
agree to disagree.
He was very what's the word? He was very
adamant.
He was very Jarvis-like when he saw that the episode was the falling forward episode. It was not overly. It's like, what the hell is this?
It was funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But we're hoping they figure out things, and we can see little Weston maybe make an appearance on the show at some point. And he did already on our 100th episode, so it's been a bit. He needs to get back on here.
And there's Jason is watching the show.
Is he?
Hey.
He posted out there.
That's like
and
a couple weeks in a row.
That's crazy.
That's
one
the first
more
and
is a
second
winning
now.
streak.
That's right.
It's never happened before.
But he posted out there. Hopefully we will find some answers. Fans, thank you so much for the support. Our family can't say thank you enough. So that's coming from Jason and Terlin, and I know they graciously appreciate everything that all of our sponsors and viewers and just a little bit of everybody and everything. I know that he's gotten a ton of phone calls, texts, not including anything else besides that. So I just I'm just so gracious that like he'd said in that video. Nobody said. Everybody always talks about how bad Jefferson County is. Well, we got to see firsthand. Jefferson County is a great place to live. The community from all over was just so supportive and just awesome to see and to watch everybody wrapping together for a family. And So we greatly appreciate that, and we hope that Weston is doing well after his procedure. Looks like he said Weston is feeling pretty good after his scope today. Might go home tomorrow if all is well.
Awesome.
So that's
good. That's good.
great news there.
Yeah.
That's great news.
Yeah.
I know, it's never a fun thing to be able to sit in a hospital, no matter how old you are,
Right.
or who it is. You never want somebody to have to stay in a hospital for more than a few hours to begin with. So we hope that the procedure gets some answers from the procedure, and hopefully they can bring little Weston home for the holiday weekend and be able to enjoy it with some family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Zach, let's get right into it. Let's talk
Well,
about the show here.
You know, we were kind of brainstorming a little bit about what are we going to talk about topics, and there's all kinds of national news when it comes to sports, but in light of it's the end of the school year for all of the all of our local schools, and in light of the events that have taken place down in Texas, we all kind of thought, and I don't think we all said it at the same time, but we were all in agreement that, hey, you know what, this is something that we probably need to talk about and spend some time, being as we are all, directly or indirectly involved in the educational system. And so let's just kind of talk a little bit about that today. Just the events that took place down in Texas, and just the effect that it's having yet again, another active shooter, another mass shooting, and the fact that it is affecting our schools, it's affecting our children, and just the horrific things that continue to happen almost on a month-by-month basis.
Well,
go ahead.
It's the 27th It's the 27th school shooting that we've had this year.
And some of those are defined differently, because you could have two random people that have nothing to do with school, and they're by a school and they shoot and it happens to hit a window. They're going to classify that as a school shooting. But when we talk about an actual active shooter or mass shooting event, it's just, one is too many. And it goes back to, honestly, even before our time in high school, because we were around with Columbine in '99, but school shootings have happened well beyond '99. You can go back to whether it's Arkansas or Alaska, and you go back to the '60s, even in the '50s that they've had. This isn't anything new in our society and in our culture, and it raises questions that maybe we want to talk about today, maybe subjects that we want to broach, whether it's political, moral, whatever the case may be.
I mean, I tell you, just the watching it all unfold yesterday, and not before yesterday or whatever, but it's just unimaginable. I know I posted something, just to be thankful for the time you get with your kids, because you never know when that's going to be taken from you, and it just hits home a lot more when you see stuff like that happen, the importance of every single day you get with your kids, because you never really know when it's going to be its last. And I tell you, it's just so scary to think that someone has that in their mind to want to go and hurt innocent kids. It just sickens me to know that there's people out there that think that's okay. And
it's nothing new in our history, whether it's human history or whether you go back in American history. And so it's been a shift since the 90s, because when it was the 60s and the 70s, and even in through the 80s, we learn, you learn about this. It's serial killers, it's Son of Sam, it's Charles Manson, it's this, it's that. And because of whether it's new developments in weaponry, whether it's just a shift in how things have worked, it has transformed from the single individual serial killer into now active shooter and mass shooting situations. So it's not like it hasn't been present in our history. Right. It's just it's shifted.
Well, and I mean, our biggest problem is probably the frequency that it's happening. Even if it's someone who gets, even if it's a kid who brings a gun to school or brings a weapon to school to use it on other kids, it's happening more frequently. And I'm going to say it because I don't give a damn. This is not a gun problem.
No.
Okay? A gun is a tool. A gun is a tool. It's the person who picks the gun up and has ill intentions. I have several guns, and I have guns that the government doesn't know about, and I really don't care to say it. They're not. They may even watch, and I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, I use those as a tool. I use those for hunting. I use those in the event that me or my family is needing protection to defend our home, defend my family.
Life, liberty, property.
I don't...
Right.
Unless I have, like you said, I have these thoughts and this belief that I need to go and hurt somebody. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you picked up a knife and did that. Okay, that's a tool.
Yeah.
If you say that we're going to take all the guns away, number one, criminals still find ways to get guns. If there's bad that has to be done, people who are bad are going to find ways to get things like that. Okay, so we take all the guns away. Let's say we did. Let's just say let's do that.
Poof.
Okay, they're gone.
By the way, and we've learned about this. We talk about this in current events class over every year that we've had it. There are more guns in America than there actually are people.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
So you take all the guns away, they're gone. Poof, like you said. All right, I am mentally disturbed, and I feel like I need to go and hurt all of those kids in this school. How do I do it? I wait for them to go outside, and I just use my car. Are we going to say we're outlawing cars now?
Yeah. Same
I
concept.
mean, we just had somebody run over a bunch of kids at a Christmas parade in December up in Kenosha. What about that? But here's the thing. That's not going to solve the problem. What we need to be addressing is the mental health state of people.
Agreed.
That needs to be something. And you want to talk about a backseat for COVID. The mental health issues in the United States have grown significantly because we're not able to give people any kind of, let's say, I'll use from school example. So if we have kids who need to see the counselors, we have counselors who come in from the outside. They're not part of the school. So then they come in, well, guess what? They're supposed to. They can't or they won't because of COVID issues. Okay, so we've put that on pause for however long, from March up until, let's say, the school starts. Well, then we have schools that still have COVID policies, and that pushes that even further back.
Right.
So those kids did not get any kind of help during that time. Well, you did over Zoom meeting. I don't know about you, but we've had everybody's watched the show since it started. Talk about the interaction between us over Zoom or when we're in person.
Right.
Big difference.
Yeah.
A huge difference.
Big difference.
It's not the same.
No.
So I think that's where that's the thing that needs to be addressed now. It's not we can jump political and be on this side of the aisle and that side of the aisle and say I don't think we should have guns. We should straight. That dude broke I don't know how many gun laws to do it.
Yeah. Well, he had the guns legally, okay, and then you go even before the school shooting. He makes this comment about I want to shoot my grandmother. He makes the comment I want to go shoot up a school. And
I don't see sane people saying that stuff.
No.
I don't see anybody walking through here and going, I think that person just might have said that.
Yeah.
Well,
let's let that go.
It goes into us being a democratic society, okay? And whether we want to talk about gun control or let's talk about a different issue like just say money, all right? You can't legislate this, all right? You can't legislate illegal activity out of the human condition.
Correct.
Just like you can't legislate people out of poverty.
Yes.
You can't print money, give people money and expect them to get out of poverty. It doesn't work that way. It creates this wonderful thing called inflation. And so what happens, which isn't real apparently. No,
Right.
But you can't legislate the ill intent, the iterations that are inside people's minds that drive them to commit, whether it's evil acts, whether it's illegal acts, whatever the case may be. And so if you can't do that, then what do you have to do going forward to protect, once again, your constitutional right of life, liberty, and property?
And I agree. That's what I said. I mean, it's like we're going to say think about the late 80s, early 90s. We're going to put a war on drugs. We're going to get drugs off the street. Are all drugs gone?
No. I would say it's a cultural shift, and it's gone from the war on drugs to just say no to now it's we grew up in the just say no.
Yes.
All right, now, what did our generations do? Actually, we don't want to say no. We want to have legislation that allows for it, whether it's medicinal or whether it's recreational. Okay? And this is a topic for another show, but I've said this and had these discussions. I think the whole idea of marijuana is a gateway drug to other hardcore stuff, but that's neither here nor there right now. But we have gone from a society, and this is why I said it's not a government problem, it's not a legislative issue, it is a human condition, heart issue,
right,
to where we want what we want when we want it.
Yep. Immediately.
Okay?
I agree.
Immediately. Mm-hmm. And then if not, well, then someone's going to suffer the consequences.
Yep.
And you can't legislate that. You can't fix that. The only thing you can do is protect yourself against that situation.
I think the hardest thing that that we have as a society is to change that, because I don't know that we're going to change people's mental state. We've created this society that we live in because of these things. We've created this society that people feel like that's their way of, being known, or that's their way of showing that, hey, I'm here, like I'm important. Look at me, it's just maybe the attention side of it, but it's just so. Because of technology, that I think has also created that state of mind that it continues to keep. Yeah, thanks for putting that towards me. I appreciate it. It keeps changing the way people's minds develop. Honestly, these young kids that we have. Mm-hmm. I would have never in my wildest dreams talked back to an adult.
Okay.
Or said something disrespectful to an adult at the age of 10. So it happens all the day. So
to address that, and this goes back to our parents' generation. So we're talking about the generation after the baby boom generation.
Yep.
You go into the counterculture of the 1960s, and what happens? Hey, we want to rage against the machine, so to speak. We live now in the United States. It's a melting pot. We have multiple different cultures. So that's an issue if we're talking about society. But the big problem that I see, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is that we live in a world that is defined by moral relativity. And what I mean by that is what's good for me and what's right for me is my definition of what's right. Yes. So if I want to, I can go ahead and take your phone and steal your phone because morally I think it's fine.
It goes back to the joke on like Guardians of the Galaxy. What if I want it? Well, that's stealing. But what if I want it more than they do?
Right.
That's still stealing.
Yeah.
Doesn't change it.
I agree with that. I think that we have this kind of this counterculture that's been created that's now becoming more, instead of it being the minority of the way of thinking, it's becoming the way people think and the way that this generation's coming up and think. And I don't want to front anybody out, but parents, you need to be teaching your kids like this is not a good thing.
Well, hold on though, but that's a problem because there's one thing that hasn't been said enough. I would say probably in the last I don't know. We'll just say we'll 40 years. No,
agreed. Totally agreed.
No has not been said enough.
Well, and if you
one.
Yeah.
2.
Don't make me get 3.
No.
It's the consistency, and if you look at it, this can all tie into sports. It can tie into a lot of things. You see the problems that we have in sports today as coaches with parents.
Oh yeah.
And
my kid's not playing enough.
Wait, if you wonder why there's a mental health issue going on in this country, just go to Little League.
Oh gosh.
Just go to CYC. Go to Upwards. Go to these youth sports programs, and just listen to these parents act like it's the damn Super Bowl. World Cup of soccer, the Stanley Cup playoffs, or the NBA Finals or
Doesn't
something.
matter.
Shut the hell up. Let your kid play. Who cares? Who cares where their coach is playing them? If they don't like it, just get better. What happened to that?
Or just enjoy being able
Yeah.
to watch your kid do
I
something
mean,
they enjoy doing.
If it's that big of a deal, you don't understand how do you need to appreciate this. Go to Children's Hospital and sit there in the cancer ward with all the kids that have cancer, and then be like, well, you know what? Maybe my kid ain't so bad right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm blessed. Maybe that's the case. But no. I've got to live vicariously through my kid.
Yes.
And they've got to do it because we got a family name, or I've paid the money, or whatever. You realize how much damn pressure you put on kids when you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, look, you guys know me. I'm rather competitive.
Yeah.
Probably
Just a
the
tad.
fault. Yeah.
I think all of us are, because we wouldn't be coaching.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It's a part of it.
I'll be 100%. And my daughter is probably going to be like 5'11", 6 foot. She might not ever want to play any sports.
Hold on, time out. 5'11", 6 foot. He's 5'8.5" on a good day. What
Maybe.
is he talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
over here?
She's extremely tall for being 9 years old right now.
She is tall right now.
And
Give it time.
okay.
You were probably tall at 8 or 9 too.
I wasn't. Anyway, but that's what if she doesn't ever do it, she doesn't do it. Man, whatever she wants to do, whether she's in the chess club or she just like, I just want to do my thing. And okay,
It's called being a supportive parent.
I mean,
right?
would I like for her to?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
This might pay for college.
Yeah.
Or trade school or whatever.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
high
wanna put-
ACT scores, right?
Yeah. You know what? If you care about your education. So
Oh my
The
gosh.
point is, though,
Jason,
is
I need your help.
we-
Jason, I need your help.
The X.
that's right. But so those things lead into this. I mean, who knows? Again, talking about how you parent your kids or your expectations. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't know what kind of, because the way that we were raised is an outdated thing. It just is. It is, because the expectations, the society is different. I heard this term. The world that we grew up in is gone.
Yes.
Again, you said it. We have these.
Yep.
We have phones. We have social media. We have the ability to reach out and touch things that we've never touched, as far as being able to communicate.
Reached out and
Touch things. Chris doesn't like that too much.
no, okay.
He don't like that too much.
Well, now when you just keep doing it, and you don't ever like, Hey, way to make it awkward. But
It's only awkward if you let it be awkward,
That's
Chris.
It's the society we live in, my friend.
it's a society we live in that makes it awkward.
We just said moral relativity. If he wants to put his arm or his hand on your shoulder, he will.
That's right.
I still live in that
That-
outdated society. I'll knock you into the next
Because I
Friday.
feel it's okay. And if I feel it's okay, it's okay.
You're feeling my shoulder, and I identify as somebody who's going to knock you out. Here's my identity politics for the day.
Well, if you felt that was okay, then it's okay, I guess.
But see that, I mean, you,
Yeah.
you even go into, we're joking about it, but where's the line? Okay, so we talk about this, we talk about this in class, and we say, what is the line in the sand? Because if we're going to say moral relativity, and we're going to say whatever your line in the sand is your line in the sand, and my line is completely different, well, then who's right and who's wrong?
Right.
We're both right,
Yep.
and we're both wrong. And so, and so, if you don't have that clear cut something that defines that line in the sand, and I think we've gotten away from that as a society and as a nation, and as a world, and I think this is what's going to happen. Okay, you're still going to have people that are going to break the law. You still have, you still have people. You still have the criminal element, and you're never going to get rid of that. We talk about human
been around
nature
forever.
You talk about human nature, right? That's why we have to talk about World War I and World War II, and like you just said, the war on anything and everything from drugs to poverty to crime to blah 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 blah. Right? It's
to
the
make
human. It's the human condition.
Well, you're not going to get rid of it.
So my question
I agree.
is, and so my question is, then, as a society, as us living in the United States, what do we, the people, need to be doing about it? Because I'm going to be 100% honest. Okay, after this shooting, our kids are wrapping up their school year. It was my son's last day over Festus, I was more worried about today, about him coming home or me picking him up from school, than thinking to myself, I'm going to have a high schooler next year. I'm old. I didn't think about that at all.
You are old.
I didn't think about that at all. I was thinking
Jason is old.
he's old. But I was thinking
I am not.
I hope and I pray that my son is going to make it through the day. And I know and everybody around here, Festus, everybody, they have, excellent school systems around here. But it's not the schools. It's the people.
Yeah.
Okay? So what do we do? What do we do as a community to help our children?
I totally agree.
Hey, go ahead.
I mean, personally, I don't think that the people inside the school can change the student drastically, because, I mean, you only get, a certain amount of time with them, so maybe you get them in that class for 45 minutes a day. Right. And then each teacher gets 45 minutes a day, but then they go home and maybe they don't have that guidance. So only thing that they can do is they figure it out on their own. So they have to figure things out on their own, but they don't know what's right from wrong. So because you don't get to teach right from wrong in school anymore. It's not.
Who defines what's right and who defines what's wrong?
My point. But I think if you could teach, hey, that's wrong, and you shouldn't steal, or whatever the concept was be. I mean, that's right and wrong. I don't think that it's being taught once again, and then there's no guidance at home that it's being taught at home. So what are those kids' perception is? Hey, I did it at home. It's okay. Nobody said anything to me. So why not? And that's the same concept is there's nobody stopping someone and saying, hey, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I feel like that's the biggest problem is you guys that are in education on a daily basis have a real tough job of changing kids' minds. I mean, I'm truthfully honest with you. It's a tough job because you're not only educating the kids, but you're educating the parents more than probably the kids, because the kids are sponges. They're going to listen to you while they're with you. Now, that doesn't mean that when they go home that whatever you said to them is gone away. But when you're talking, I'd say 95% of the kids are sponges. They're listening to what you have to say in the classroom.
Well, even if they don't act like they're listening, they're usually listening.
Right.
And that's why it's, as coaches, as teachers, as people, and even our own kids' lives, you gotta make an impact positively.
Correct.
In order for maybe in the moment that they are thinking of making a poor decision, they think about, would Coach Miller do that? Coach Blair do that? Mm-hmm. They talk to me about this. I know I can talk to them. Mm-hmm. And I think we're missing a lot of that.
Oh, yes.
And that's why for all those Karens who don't want you to play sports or don't think sports are important in schools, I highly beg to differ. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not every coach is a positive person in each of their kids' lives, and I'm not saying that every sports team has a positive culture, but the idea behind it, the purpose behind it, there are very, very powerful tools there to use to keep things like this from happening, yes. to create positive relationships, to when kids don't think they can talk to anybody, and this is the only way. No, there's other ways, and that it goes a long way. It goes a longer way sometimes than what we even realize it, and what we will ever even know as coaches.
100%.
And that's what it's that important. I mean, if we want to play the political game when it comes to all this and talk about should we take guns away and things like that, no, because I think you're 1,000% right. Evil is not going away. People are going to find ways to do things if they want to do things, because that's what bad people do. That's what people who have bad intentions will find a way to do them. Unless you absolutely stop them.
So then here's my question, and we can get your opinion on this, because over the years you've seen this happen in different states and different districts. Okay, and I'll say this. The Constitution, in the preamble, one of the goals talks about to promote the general welfare. Now, we're not talking about the welfare system. Welfare system, FDR, in the 1930s with the Great Depression. We're talking to the Constitution when you say promote the general welfare. That means our well-being.
Yes.
Once again, protecting our life, our liberty, our property. So, are you in favor or opposed to arming the teachers? Are you in favor or opposed to maybe, I don't know, taking some of the billions and billions and billions of dollars in our military budget and taking that and giving it to the states, which then in turn gives to the schools, or what? So how about we do this? How about we, since it's about break time, we'll stew on this, and you guys can talk about it when we come back, and we'd love to hear some of the thoughts and comments from our viewers and followers as well. And so we're going to take a short break, and you are watching the Coach's Box here at Herculaneum, La Pachanga.
Whether it's residential or commercial, Home by SMCI has the right products for you. Global Plasma Solutions will attack your bacteria, mold, viruses, and even help with dust in your house. They install easily in less than 45 minutes, and it's invaluable for the rest of your life. If you're interested in any of the products they offer, give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
Wiley Agencies has 2 locations in Festus and Hillsborough to serve you. We offer home, auto, boat, motorcycle, business, life insurance, investments, and much more. We offer a customized approach unique to your situation to make sure you, your family, and assets are properly protected. We also offer great rates and savings. Give us a call today at 636-764-6294 for the Festus office, or 636-333-9903 for the Hillsborough office to do an insurance review or just talk sports. If you don't have time to call, feel free to email Sean at seanwiley@allstate.com. Worried about planning for your financial future? Turn to the expert with 29 years of experience and give Brian Waits a call today. Brian Waits at Waits Financial Services specializes in investments, life insurance, retirement plans, tax planning, and even 401k rollovers. For more information, or if you just want to get a quote, call Brian at 314-374-6713 or email him at bwaits@woodburyfinancial.net.
No time to eat in? No problem. Don't feel like cooking? We'll do it for you. Need wings for your party? TJ's Bar and Grill has got you covered. TJ's is a local mom and pop establishment in Peevely, Missouri, known for their own homemade pizza sauce, barbecue sauce, and their famous TJ's wing sauce. Open 7 days a week, they are family friendly, biker friendly, and locally owned. Come by or order by phone with your credit card at 636-475-3648. TJ's Bar and Grill. We're glad you stopped by.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let Kelly Kaufman move you. Kelly Kaufman of Real Living Gateway Real Estate brings a fresh approach with an honest, innovative, aggressive, and junk-free fee experience for all her customers. Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced seller, Kelly Kaufman has the tools to deliver the best client experience in the industry. Give Kelly a call today at 314-221-6090 and let her move you. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? If so, contact Stacy Miller at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Stacy works with first-time home buyers and savvy sellers. She also specializes in working with investors, lenders, and title companies. Stacy will be there every step of the way. Contact her today at 314-606-1007 or visit stacyzmiller.com.
The world is reopening. It's time to reconnect with family and friends. Maybe a cruise is waiting for you to sail away and enjoy different ports of call. If cruising is not your thing, how about a tropical getaway with your meals and beverages included? That's where Vacations by Michael comes in. Call Michael Hicks today for a consultation at 314-496-6122. Whether you have a place in mind or just need some ideas, make Vacations by Michael your first choice for adventure. So call Michael Hicks today, 314-496-6122. It's time to travel, so let's get back out there and be a part of the fun.
Emex Transportation is a proud sponsor of the Coach's Box. Emex, the trucking company of small business.
The Coach's Box is proud to announce a new show called On the Move with the Caravan, brought to you by Scoops with Danny Mac and produced by TCB Productions. It's hosted by a friend of the show, Jim Powers. And On the Move with the Caravan will be catching up with area coaches to talk about their teams as well as hot topics in prep sports today. So tune in for the upcoming new episodes of On the Move with the Caravan.
Welcome back to Coach's.
Come on.
Welcome back to Coach's Box. I'm Coach Jarvis' replacement. Go Black Cats.
There we go.
There we go.
Thanks to Miss Lydia for being on our show tonight. We appreciate her coming in and filling in for Coach Jarvis there for the welcome back to the Coach's Box saying. Lydia, we appreciate you coming on, and have a good evening. Enjoy your summer.
Oh, I have to go now.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Man, just like you sometimes don't get the hint.
Oh, no.
Oh,
You
goodness.
okay?
I won't break your damn hand.
Sensitive.
A little bit.
I wouldn't know
Little
why.
Oh, goodness.
I have to deal with you guys.
Well,
that makes me a little sensitive sometimes.
Hold on, time out. He has to deal with us. Hold on. I think what we need to do is bring on all the assistants over the years and see how it was. Hey, what's it like working for Coach Miller? And
I
then we
think
talk
we've already
about
done this.
The problem with that, him saying it has to deal with us, is he deals with us for maybe 2 hours a week, once a week.
and if you count up all the time that you guys put towards this show, it's about 2 hours.
That's probably
Whoa,
right.
hold on, time out. Pump the brakes there. Pump the brakes there.
Oh yeah, Mr. Topic guy over here.
Well, hey,
Zach has spoken.
is that Well, let's just take just a little bit of time that we can go into some sports here, because I want to get into. I'm sure you guys want to get into the Blues and that game, and then the Coach Berube's response, or whatever his name is. I don't know.
God,
Berube?
you know nothing about
No,
about
I don't.
freaking hockey.
No, you were going to say soccer on ice.
Just say-
I would just say about
The Chief.
soccer.
Chief. All right. What Chief said about the game, and then get into some Cardinal talk as well, because I've got some thoughts on the Cardinals, and I don't know. I'm curious to see what your guys' response is to it. But before we left the show, we said, hey, what do we think about, whether we, just to kind of wrap up this topic of what happened out in Texas in another school shooting, what is the answer? Is the answer arming the teachers, quick yes or no, or is the answer maybe taking some budget money, some military spending, and saying, hey, you know what? We have all of these veterans here in the United States that when they're done with their service, they're looking for an occupation. Maybe that's something that they can continue to do. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I like it. I think that's something that we would be able to. I mean, I think that your veterans would truly enjoy doing something like that to protect children and to protect our country. I mean, that's what they did They're still continuing to protect our country. So I feel like it's an important thing that probably will be something that will happen within a few years, if not sooner. And it, as bad as we don't think we need that, I think we do need that. I think we need that, sense of protection on a daily basis for our kids because, like you guys said earlier in the show, this is happening more and more frequently, and that's what's scary. And there's just, we were talking. I think I saw something posted up today about, this school had put over $400,000 in security equipment to be able to protect the students of the school, and with like a smoke machines in the hallways where they locked all the doors and then they blew these smoke machines out and it flooded the whole entire hallway where the person couldn't see where they were going, and they were, all that smoke was going inhaling. And so, there's just different ways around it, but I think that would be a good thing to give back to the veterans, that's given to our country. I think they would still protect and serve our country in that statue.
What do you think, Chris?
Well, maybe I'm kind of one of those people who, when I look at it, saying, if in any school shooting that we've had, I'm going to go out on a limb from what I've read, and if anybody knows any different, correct me. There hasn't been one of those issues when there has been an SRO in the school district.
No, there was the one a couple years back because the SRO didn't do his job.
Well, when the SRO does their job, because you got to think, if I'm an untrained person wanting to go and do something completely terrible, even if it's Paul Blart Mall Cop, if there's some kind of trained individual there doing their job, preface that, I'm not likely to do anything there. The thing is it kind of goes back to the same argument about, are people going to do bad things when we say don't? Yeah, because there's speed limit signs and people still speed.
Yes.
And when you have a gun-free zone, people are bringing guns to school and they're doing bad things.
Aren't schools tobacco-free zones? And
oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think that's probably one of the worst areas for tobacco use.
Tobacco,
I don't know.
vapes,
all that stuff, right?
There's still stuff that happens in schools. It's supposed to be a safe place for your kids.
Every day.
But if we're looking at this issue itself, I like the idea of having veterans do that. The government can spend a lot of money in better ways than what it has. Maybe that's a way to build America back better, is helping our veterans out and giving them income to help. Also protect us. I would say that's probably a good idea.
Seems pretty simple, right?
Investing in SROs. Now, what you said about arming the teachers and stuff, the only way that's feasible and is there would have to be a very, very, very good vetting process, training process, and then you wouldn't be able to you can't promote who is carrying but you could say that we have teachers who are they conceal and carry and I'm going to say that if I have the intent to do bad things and I don't want to, I want to do my bad stuff first before maybe taking my own life. I'm not going to do that because I'm pretty much going to be done.
Yeah.
So I look at it like this. There's all kinds of really good solutions, but I do say that if you want bad to stop, you have to meet bad with force. Once it's in motion, we can do preventative things to address mental health. I think that has to get done. But when things are in motion, like they're coming into the school, what's stopping them? We could all run and hide in corners and turn off the lights and throw books. Okay, that'd be bringing a book to a gunfight. I don't think the people with the books are going to do very well. Somebody's going to get hurt, and it's not going to be the person who needs to.
No,
that's my thoughts on it.
All right, so
moving on.
Let's kind of switch gears here, and I really wish I'm waiting because I've got stuff. We talked about this, I think, last week with hockey, and you were just like, you are an idiot, Zach. And I said, hold on, whoa, hey, you know, I've been called simple before, but, you know, it's fine. But my thing is, let's talk a little bit about hockey because I just don't get it, and I just don't understand some of the things that are going on. But the Blues had a great come from behind, down 3-0. Okay, and then a wonderful, wonderful win in OT, 5-4. And does that give the Blues new life going forward? Talk about the game. You guys give your take on it here.
Well, I mean, if that doesn't provide new life and energy, I don't know that they need to have a chance to play on in the next round. I mean, personally, I mean, that was unbelievable, that final 3 minutes of that game and then the 6 or 7 minutes of the overtime. I mean, just to watch it all play out. I mean, they go and tie it with 1:20 something left. Is that right? I think I can't remember.
When they were 6-on-5.
Yeah.
It was.
And so
it was under 2 minutes.
We tie it, and then they go and take the. They take the lead back. We tie it once, and they take the lead on that hat trick, and then boom. Then we go 6-on-5 and score there, and the minute 20. I mean, it was just so much emotion put together, and I mean, you can just watch the crowd, and the Colorado crowd was absolutely just stunned in overtime. I mean, just watching their.
I did hear their announcer, and a goal, and they scored. That was pretty funny.
That is awesome.
Good stuff.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it from this standpoint. I mean, we all know if you're watching the game, you're sitting there going, dear Lord, 3-0. Like, have a little fight to you.
Yeah.
And Nathan McKinnon is one of the best players in the world, okay? Matter of fact, all those they have so many big fast skaters, like average skate speed. Mm-hmm. That's not an underrated skill. And the goal that he scored for the Hattie, I'm going to say, is one of the best goals I've seen in a long time.
I would totally agree with that.
I mean, it doesn't matter if there was two goalies in that net. It didn't matter if it was Bennington. It didn't matter if it was Patrick Waugh or Grant Fury. It doesn't matter. Dominic Hasek, they ain't stopping that.
No.
That was a hell of a play.
It was.
An absolute amazing play from a great player. And at that point, they're up 4-3, right? All right. You're sitting there thinking like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Because we just tied it, brought all the way back for 3-0. They finally got through. And then that happens. You're like, okay, well, we're going to pull the goalie. Gabriel Landeskog had an opportunity with an empty net.
Yes.
And he didn't chuck the puck down. He didn't. And it ended up
costing him.
Yeah, it really did, because at least you have an opportunity to score on an empty net, and they didn't. Brought it back down, and they worked. Hey, and that just
hold
tells
on. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yes.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott. Yeah.
So that was an opportunity right there, and when he scored though to go up 4-3. And they started playing that Blink-182 song, which is kind of like their winning song.
Yes.
Okay, all the hats are on the ice. It took them 5 minutes to clean the hats. You don't get that kind of timeout. They had the opportunity for the Blues to reset. The crowd has to start. Now they're starting to kind of wind down a little bit because they all think they've already won.
Yep.
Same thing with Colorado's players. It took the momentum away.
It sure did.
So they all think they've won. You piss everybody off and play for the Blues. And hey, Tyler Bozak,
awesome.
no name guy.
Yep.
Just a guy who's only played about 7 minutes whole game, comes in and just lights one up from the point. Boom, there it is.
I mean, I tell you, like just listening to the crowd when we hit that goal on 6-on-5, I mean, it was like you could hear a needle drop. I mean, it was so quiet in there with that minute after we scored that goal. Now, they had a chance there at the end of regulation to win it, 2-3 shots that were pretty close.
Yeah.
But then you got it. And when we went to the OT, you had to believe that the momentum was all on the Blues side.
Oh yeah.
And they had a couple shots right away in that OT that I thought, man, they're just so dang quick.
Yeah.
So
But their goalie, I mean, honestly, he's not very good. I mean, he can get scored on a lot in a hurry.
So
We've seen that.
going forward now into Game 6, it's 3-2. What do the Blues have to do to win in St. Louis and force a Game 7?
So what they have to do is they have to keep the damn heads, because you can't let Kadri bait you into doing stupid stuff. Even though you want to talk about officials that suck.
Oh, that was bad.
Our officials here in high school sports are 1,000% better. 1,000% better than any NHL official who's officiating professional hockey.
I agree.
Okay? Even the worst official out there. And I think all you guys are great. I'll pull the Jason card. You guys are all great.
Be kind.
And I'm going to tell you right now, even on your worst day, everything bad in your life, you've missed I don't know how many calls, and you even know it. When you're an official and you know you miss calls, that's even worse than not knowing. So you're having a bad day. It's like, man, I am chasing calls here and there. Every coach, every fan's on me. I'm missing them left and right. You are still better than any NHL official, because for the love of God, Kadri takes Kairu's stick, grabs it, yanks it away from him, and then skates into the middle of the ice.
Yes.
That's nothing. Nothing.
You know what would solve that issue?
Zach,
Yes.
you cannot take your stick and whack him in the back of the head.
Why not?
Because that's
Don't
assault.
talk to me about that. You have boxing,
Oh my
you have
gosh.
fighting in this sport. You have
Yes.
pugilism in this sport. Don't tell me you can't do it. You literally say, hey,
there's
we're going to have a
rules.
combat sport.
There's still
within a
rules to
sport.
doing
We're going
it.
to have a sport within a sport.
You take off your gloves and you fight.
Hey,
You don't use your stick to fight. You don't take your skate off.
Happy Gilmore
You
style.
don't take your skate off, Happy, and try to stab the guy.
Hey, here's an idea. I told you about
your
this.
ideas
Here's
are awful.
Here's an idea.
Oh, my.
Okay,
Here we go.
So bad.
Because there's fighting allowed in the sport, I think
There's no air quotes. It's allowed in
I
the
know.
sport.
I think the loser of that fight goes in the penalty box, and they call it "Don't start nothing, won't be nothing." That's the name of the penalty. And
Really
you
should be.
lost. You got your butt kicked. You have to go sit
They
in the
should
penalty
really
box.
call it something else.
Well, whatever.
This is a
think?
family show.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Hey,
Sometimes.
I think that's a great idea, because you know what I do if I'm the GM? Hey, I'm going to call up these MMA guys and say, listen,
play.
come over. Do you skate?
You can't skate. But you
I can train you.
You don't even need a stick. You're just out there just skating.
Okay, Happy.
Just out there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't you think that would solve some issues?
No.
Why not?
No.
Hold on, time out.
doesn't-
Don't sit here and tell me you can't hit people with sticks, because the 5 minutes I try and watch, I see them hitting all the time, and I don't hear a whistle. I don't see a whistle. They're
That's true.
the whole time,
They're
even
not-
in the back of the head.
No.
Yes, and they don't call it.
No.
Yes,
I don't know what you're watching.
TNT or
Are you
whatever.
watching Slapshot?
No,
Because then, yeah,
it was the Blues. It was the Blues and the Avalanche.
Somebody put Slapshot on.
No, I'm telling you, because
No.
the ref even said, I let him hit him 4 times. The 5th time I had to call it.
Yeah. Yep.
There are certain things you're allowed to do with your stick. You cannot stop.
Hey, the Mighty Ducks.
And
I'll
hit
tell you,
the guy
2
in the
minutes.
back.
2 minutes, well worth it. Just take.
That's a damn Disney movie.
Yeah, well
2
worth
minutes
it.
is well worth it.
Strike.
Gosh.
Ow. Hey,
No,
problem solved.
that's called slashing.
Okay.
2
well
minutes.
worth it.
Well worth it.
Don't play into this. You
solve
know
these
about a game of hockey. Don't play into this. Don't stoop to his level of ignorance.
I think that really bothers him. I think he's like, the integrity of the game. Don't talk to me about that. You have fighting. You have, hey man, you ready to go after this? After this? We're going to fight. We're going to fight. What's that going to have an effect on any of the game? I don't know, but we just need to fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has no effect on the
No.
game.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Does it?
Yeah, because if you cheap shot one of the best
All
players,
I've heard of is that apparently
somebody's gonna come to their rescue, and it's
somebody from the Avalanche did, and All I'm seeing are the memes, Bennington saying, "Avenge me," and nothing's happened.
So what if some guy on the football field? It's my same concept. What if some guy in a football field chop blocks me? Can I take my helmet off and my pads off and say, "Let's go to blows, man"?
No.
Let's go.
No.
Chop
I
block
think
me.
fighting in hockey is absolutely ridiculous.
I agree.
It serves no function to the sport.
I totally agree with
Coming
that.
from the guy who's fallen forward. Jason ain't here, I gotta say.
I wanted to wait for him because, I wanted him to say,
McVey.
It's not that high pitched.
whatever. He gets that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
Well, go back. If you'd like to, go to our archives on YouTube, and you can find, just pick some random video, and chances are you're going to see that happen.
By the way,
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and say this. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel,
Do it.
Chances are you haven't.
and you probably haven't, you want to see, look, you go back on Facebook and watch some of our videos, and we have some wild stuff we've done.
No
Okay.
way.
But you know what? What's even better is you go back on YouTube because the YouTube player is 1,000% better than Facebook. Sorry, it just is. And we're actually going to be doing more stuff with YouTube. Like put maybe even some extra content, if we, especially our sports
In
games
between,
broadcasts.
during commercials.
Maybe those. Hey, maybe you might catch the Coach's Box after hours.
Oh my goodness.
On
FCC won't let you be.
Who said that? That sounds like a rhyme.
I don't know.
But if you haven't yet, go on there. If you have 3 Gmail accounts, just hit subscribe. It's all free. Okay, do it. We appreciate it. We like when we have a lot of followers. Don't feel free to comment there. It's easier actually to share those out.
That
so,
it is.
It'd be great if you guys did that. So we're gonna keep pushing that. We're gonna try to put more content. But we do have an archive of our episodes, and it is on YouTube. So please subscribe. Now, that being said, Zach, you're an idiot. Don't even for 1 second think that hitting somebody with a stick is remotely
They
okay.
have pads on.
Wow.
You put some pads on, let me hit you with a hockey stick. And then let's see.
But my whole point is, you do it one time, and then they don't do it anymore.
They don't do it anymore, and you're in jail.
No, because it's just like boxing. It's just like MMA.
assault.
It's within the confines
my
of the
gosh.
game. Oops, I slipped. The ice was icy. Oops. The Zamboni didn't go over that particular part on the ice. It's
So
not
the
my fault.
Cardinals. Let's just move right
Okay.
on.
He
Good
doesn't.
gosh.
He talks about trying to, go along.
Spice it up a little
go
bit.
along in these bits, and he's just like, cacao. He's
Gotcha.
taking the stick. Cacao.
Yeah,
no.
he's chopping it.
No.
Metaphorical stick to your idea.
Exactly. You cross-checked me. Isn't that a thing?
It,
You cross-checked me.
don't throw out hockey terms if you have no idea. That could be a bit in itself. Zach, what is this? What does this hockey term mean?
Hey, Jarvis isn't here to stir the pot. I'm just doing,
What's this? What's this hockey term, Zach?
I don't know. What did they have the other day where you grabbed the stick? There was some weird holding. It was holding. I thought I was watching football for a second. What? Holding.
Yeah.
Come on now.
One time he grabs it for just a little bit. Kadri takes the damn stick out of Kyrie's hands, takes it all the way across the ice, and then gives it back to
Hey,
him.
all I could say is,
Nice
if you
of
would have
him.
taken that
Nice
stick,
guy.
listen, if you would have taken that stick, bap, and just walked away, skated away.
No, they'd have
No,
caught him.
they wouldn't. No,
yeah, they
way,
would've.
no.
Because the NHL wants Colorado to win.
Why?
Do they?
Money.
Or do they?
Is
Stan
Jarvis Kroenke money?
Who was
money,
in
money?
attendance, by the way, last night?
Yes.
Really happy that did not
And you got
work
to
out
see
well.
it all happen.
Yes, he did.
All right.
Nobody here is upset
Thank
about
you, St. Louis.
that. That's right. Big thank you, Carter.
All right. So,
And by the
Jump-
way,
go ahead.
before we go into another sport, those of you that seen our post today, watching Jim Powers get hit with a frying pan with a football helmet on last night was priceless. I got to see 3 of those hit on him, and I tell you what, he's a trooper. He puts on that football helmet, and
St. Ambrose
yes,
football helmet, by the way.
Yes.
Someone pointed that out to me today.
Yes.
Home of the Fighting Bees.
Yep. And that helmet's been there for a long time, from what I gathered last night. That's been a tradition there at the 09 in South City, off Hampton, and they do that religiously every year. So, but it was just fun to watch him get hit with the frying pan with a football helmet on 5 times. For every time they scored a goal, they got to hit him however many goals they had. So, cool. So if you want to go watch the game tomorrow night, Friday night, up at the 09 in South City, that's where we've had our one and only On the Move with the Caravan show. We're hopefully going to be able to have that next week. But if you're wanting to go watch the Blues play and you want to find a place to go watch it, go up to the 09 bar. They're up in South City off Hampton, and it's a great place.
Yeah, it's a good environment up there.
It is.
Big screen to pull down and you watch the game, and you got a bunch of loyal Blues fans in there.
Most definitely.
That's why we didn't. That's why we haven't had a chance to do the show, because they're gracious enough to let us come in there and do it, and the NHL, in all of their greatness, didn't release the game times until late.
Yes.
So we didn't know that, because the 09 opens at 5 and the game starts at 7, we wouldn't have had enough time for setup and then doing everything else without, really interfering with people's lives, saying, hey, can you come open this early? So it's like, no, we're not. But anyway, we're gonna be back at some point. We're hoping next week, if everything works out. We're actually hoping the Blues continue winning. We'll just keep putting that show off.
That's right. I guarantee you we'll take it. Yeah, absolutely.
We will take a cup if we can get it. That's the goal. The Stanley Cup, Zach, is the trophy
Lord
you
Stanley
get.
Cup, I know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many original hockey teams were there when they started?
Like I know. Like I would even know.
Man, what a fun bit that's going to be. We're going to do that too. On that note, we are going to take a break. Zach, in all of your hockey sense, would you please send us a commercial?
Hey, you are watching the Coach's Box here at the Herculaneum La Pachanga.
We'll be.
Whether it's residential or commercial, Home by SMCI has the right products for you. Global Plasma Solutions will attack your bacteria, mold, viruses, and even help with dust in your house. They install easily in less than 45 minutes, and it's invaluable for the rest of your life. If you're interested in any of the products they offer, give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
Wiley Agencies has 2 locations in Festus and Hillsborough to serve you. We offer home, auto, boat, motorcycle, business, life insurance, investments, and much more. We offer a customized approach unique to your situation to make sure you, your family, and assets are properly protected. We also offer great rates and savings. Give us a call today at 636-764-6294 for the Festus office, or 636-333-9903 for the Hillsborough office to do an insurance review or just talk sports. If you don't have time to call, feel free to email Sean at seanwiley@allstate.com. Worried about planning for your financial future? Turn to the expert with 29 years of experience and give Brian Waits a call today. Brian Waits at Waits Financial Services specializes in investments, life insurance, retirement plans, tax planning, and even 401k rollovers. For more information, or if you just want to get a quote, call Brian at 314-374-6713 or email him at bwaits@woodburyfinancial.net.
No time to eat in? No problem. Don't feel like cooking? We'll do it for you. Need wings for your party? TJ's Bar and Grill has got you covered. TJ's is a local mom and pop establishment in Peevely, Missouri, known for their own homemade pizza sauce, barbecue sauce, and their famous TJ's wing sauce. Open 7 days a week, they are family friendly, biker friendly, and locally owned. Come by or order by phone with your credit card at 636-475-3648. TJ's Bar and Grill. We're glad you stopped by.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let Kelly Kaufman move you. Kelly Kaufman of Real Living Gateway Real Estate brings a fresh approach with an honest, innovative, aggressive, and junk-free fee experience for all her customers. Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced seller, Kelly Kaufman has the tools to deliver the best client experience in the industry. Give Kelly a call today at 314-221-6090 and let her move you. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? If so, contact Stacy Miller at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Stacy works with first-time home buyers and savvy sellers. She also specializes in working with investors, lenders, and title companies. Stacy will be there every step of the way. Contact her today at 314-606-1007 or visit stacyzmiller.com.
The world is reopening. It's time to reconnect with family and friends. Maybe a cruise is waiting for you to sail away and enjoy different ports of call. If cruising is not your thing, how about a tropical getaway with your meals and beverages included? That's where Vacations by Michael comes in. Call Michael Hicks today for a consultation at 314-496-6122. Whether you have a place in mind or just need some ideas, make Vacations by Michael your first choice for adventure. So call Michael Hicks today, 314-496-6122. It's time to travel, so let's get back out there and be a part of the fun.
Emex Transportation is a proud sponsor of the Coach's Box. Emex, the trucking company of small business.
The Coach's Box is proud to announce a new show called On the Move with the Caravan, brought to you by Scoops with Danny Mac and produced by TCB Productions. It's hosted by friend of the show, Jim Powers. And On the Move with the Caravan will be catching up with area coaches to talk about their teams as well as hot topics in prep sports today. So tune in for the upcoming new episodes of On the Move with the Caravan.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Coach's Box. This segment of the Coach's Box is brought to you, as always, by Herculaneum Pachanga. I didn't get a chance to eat today, but it smells.
That's why he.
No, I've got you muted still.
They were muted. See, he's hangry. Nobody gave him a Snickers, and that's why
Snickers.
My idea is just. He's
Hey,
just like
It's just because
we
you're gonna
only
sit
spend 2 hours a week on
yeah,
this show,
you
Zach.
know,
Come on
you
now.
know,
combined.
If we would have bought him a Snickers,
So is that like an hour and 55
Can I
minutes?
get done with the live read yet?
Here's what I'll tell you. If we would have brought
Remember?
a ice cream cone for today, everybody gets an ice cream cone. He'd have been happy.
Exactly.
He would have been real
Oh
happy.
yeah. Uh-huh.
We'd have brought him
All
some
right.
ice cream cone.
Speaking of, what are the
Sir.
type of desserts that Herculaneum La Pachanga has to offer?
I don't know.
Fried
Brian,
ice
you're here all
cream.
the time.
I never,
Fried ice
but
cream.
I knew they had fried ice cream, but I've never had a dessert here except for
Flan?
my birthday.
I think they have flan. I think that's on that menu.
I don't know.
I have,
Yeah.
to, I have to check that out.
Have you ever had flan?
No.
I might want to try that at some point. You're looking at me like you've never heard of the dessert called flan.
No, I haven't.
Well, down in Annapolis,
Where we deep fry everything. Yeah. Go ahead. Dig a hole.
we've never heard of flan.
Excuse me, Flo?
Oh, Flo?
All right.
Go ahead.
Anyway, if you want some of this awesome time at Herculaneum La Pachanga, just come down here. You can be a part of it. It's a family atmosphere, and they'll take care of you, because when you got yahoos like this, they take care of all of us. They don't discriminate.
Nope.
This guy's crazy. Here, we're still gonna take care of this guy. Treat him like family. You're like a crazy uncle.
Think like an uncle, right?
And we would love for some people to sit out here and heckle us while we're doing this show.
Yeah.
We've
You
yet
don't
to
have
have that.
You don't have to be behind your phone or on your computer.
Yes.
Or
Come in
device.
here, enjoy some
Heckle us.
great Mexican food. Maybe get a margarita or a daiquiri. Maybe have a Mexican beer or two or three
some
or whatever you want.
You can have some flan.
And we may pull you, if you're heckling us enough, we may put you in that seat right over there and let you heckle us online, live, right here. So, we'd love
like
to.
your daughter
It has
did
happened
just a
before.
little bit ago.
But you see, she definitely does that.
But go ahead, Zach. Where are we going next?
We're going straight to the St. Louis Cardinals. And my topic that I wanted to talk about.
Matt Carpenter,
No.
is he coming back?
He is back. He is back with the New York Yankees.
And that
And
stash.
I thought they had a facial hair rule in New York. Apparently,
have a mustache.
if you are, you can?
Yes.
Okay, well, he certainly does. I wonder what his walk-up music is.
The theme from Boogie Nights.
Oh,
my gosh,
goodness.
is that Dirk Diggler out there?
Sorry, Jason, we're talking about your best friend, and we can't help it.
Oh.
Hey, that's a great picture that they have of him. If you want to look and see what we're talking about, you can go to Arch Media. You can go to they got a great picture of him holding the bat, and he's got, because you got to shave your beard.
Right.
And he has just a mustache, so he either looks like he's trying out for adult movies, or he's trying to do the next reboot of Magnum PI as Tom Selleck's illegitimate son, because that's what he looks like. For love of God, man, it's not great.
Jarvis says his stash is awful.
Speaking of not great, the Cardinals are down 4-2 in the 4-3 in the bottom of the seventh. And this series, this is a tough month for St. Louis.
Yes, it is.
Outside of Baltimore and the Pirates, this is a pretty loaded month.
How'd that Baltimore series go?
Not great. So they are right now, I think, going into tonight's contest, the Cardinals are 3.5 games back. Okay, and we're talking about in the Central. It could get away from them quickly if they don't put together a good series. And part of that, they're dealing with injuries, whether it's at the skill position or pitching. But the other thing is they're going to have to make some decisions, because right now, I'm sorry, Hicks is not a starter. Put him back in the back end of the bullpen, let him throw 105, and let him close out some games. The experiment of him trying to be a starter has not worked.
No.
Quit it. Stop it.
I'd agree.
No. We just said that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
No.
Don't
Move
be
on.
afraid to say no.
Well, they're going to do what's best for the team. That's what Ollie said.
Well, when you're 3.5
What's best
back,
for the team? Say no.
Say no.
hey, they have at least figured out that DeYoung is still
him a while.
away.
But so you got DeYoung, who's playing bad. You've got O'Neill, who's playing bad. Yep. And Carlson.
Man,
was
I wish
playing
Jarvis
bad.
was here, because he was all about Bro Neal, and I said, no, it ain't happening. But
He's struggling a little bit.
He's struggling.
they're getting production out of those other guys they brought up.
Just because they don't have the book on them yet. Once the other programs, once they get the book on these youngsters, they're going to have to then in turn make some type of adjustment themselves. But you're going to take what you get right now.
I would agree.
And the thing that I go back to, and Ethan and I, we were talking about this in the car ride home today, was if you're going to go forward and say all of these starting pitchers are only going to go 4 innings or 5 innings and you're never going to go 110, 120 pitches, then you know what you need to do from a GM standpoint and a roster move, which they just said they're going to add another pitcher. So they were going to cap it to 13 in the coming days. They've actually moved it back now to keeping 14 pitchers.
Right.
Well, if that's the case, then why are you spending $30 million on a starter? Why? That's dumb. I'm going to go out and I'm going to go get 3 to 4 pitchers for that $30 million because they're only going to go 4 or 5 innings at most anyway. So let me go from a starter to middle relief, go get B to B plus players, and then I'm going to go spend my money on the back end, get a closer, and get a guy that's going to be a shutdown 8th inning, maybe even 7th inning. That's where I'm going to spend my money.
You know, when Walt ran the team, and in 06,
What happened?
well, they ended up winning.
Okay.
They took Colby Rasmus,
Yep.
who was this big prospect, and they traded him for a bunch of B-plus guys. So Edwin Jackson, who played for literally every team in Major League Baseball and probably their minor league affiliates. And he's probably the most well-traveled. He's an innings eater. They needed somebody who could eat some innings. They got Zubchinski, Mr. Scrabble himself. And who else did they get in that deal? They got another pitcher, I thought. But they kind of pushed. They went and got those guys because that's what was needed for the team. And right now,
What's best for the team?
what's best for the team would be to get some pitching. You get a starter that might be able to go 6. Dear Lord, how terrible is that? You can't get a guy that's going to go 6+ innings. You need guys who can go 6, and if you can't get those guys who can eat innings, then you're going to need a bunch of bullpen arms that you can run out there. You know, maybe play them out of 5 days in a week, play them 3, get 1 or 2 innings. Stop pitching a guy 1 inning. You need 2 innings. If you're going to pitch the guy, period, pitch him 2. Octavio Dotel. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
I could not remember. I was like, I know it's a bullpen guy. And all of them were important. All of them were needed. And they helped with that run. I mean, then you had guys like Jared Weaver, recycle, B-plus dude.
Innings eater.
Yep.
I mean,
That's what they needed. And it allowed the offense to be successful. We're going to keep them down. We're not going to have those bad outings. They didn't give a lot of bad outings. And that's what you need. You need guys who are going to throw strikes, pitch to contact, ground ball,
Yes.
let the defense work. There's no sense having all those gold gloves out there that the Cardinals do when you're playing the analytical game where you're looking for those, 3 outcomes.
Yeah, not happening.
So to me, it's stupid. But the Cardinals need this series to go their way.
Yes.
And that way they can make a play for the division because the wild card game has not been kind to them here of late.
No.
So-
but they're in the playoffs. That's all that matters. But they're in the
I know,
playoffs.
and we want our teams in the playoffs in St. Louis. We wouldn't have a chance. You don't have any chance if you're not.
That's true.
I mean, but you look at all these other teams that have tanked,
Lots of them.
except for the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Red Sox. They just go out, and the Angels. They just go out and spend a lot of money. But teams are tanking. Like you talk about the Avalanche. Avalanche have all those good players because they suck for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And then they got really good draft picks. You know, the Cardinals and the Blues just really haven't done that.
Nope.
Because you can't. You can't do that.
No.
You can't do that in St. Louis.
No.
There's an expectation of winning.
Well, and you
Sorry.
talk about it. It goes back to scouting and developing, and then
Randy Flores sucks. Sucks. Sucked as a pitcher. Sucks as a director of scouting.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Sucks.
Totally.
He's terrible.
Totally.
He's terrible. And what does Gersh do, by the way?
nothing.
He looks pretty. That's what he says.
He's He's what's his name
Pretty boy look.
from Moneyball?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Pretty boy look.
Hey, you need to go tell this guy that he's being DFA'd.
Well, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
That doesn't happen.
We never do that.
No.
No, there's a couple guys we should have. Randy Flores was one of them too.
I mean, the DFA him now.
Well, and it goes back to free agency, because what has happened, with DeYoung, we still have a shortstop issue. We have an up the middle issue. Moving Tommy Edmond over has looked good. That play he had the other day was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But is that hurting him overall because he feels more pressure having to perform at shortstop? Does that hurt the offensive performance? I mean, Gorman's doing well right now, but once again, when the book comes out on him, is he going to be able to make some adjustments? When you could have had several different shortstops that you could have picked up, and you didn't do that. You didn't pull that trigger, and so you lost hits. Hey, here's one that was doing well that we talked about, Jock Peterson.
Yeah.
He's on a tear. Could have had him. He needed a left-handed DH. Could have had him. Instead,
Corey
money.
Dickerson.
You wanted – it's a money issue. No, it's not. It's a performance.
Yes.
Go out and perform.
Yes.
If that means you have to spend a little bit more, they still haven't figured out – they have, and they're making lots of money.
They're making lots of money.
Okay.
They figured
But
that
you
out.
could make more money if you got to spend money to make money.
That's what I heard.
Okay? Go spend an extra $1 or $2 million, and that's going to turn out into tens of millions at the end of the season.
When I go to the gas station and I spend a lot of money,
oh,
am I making money back? Sorry.
well, it depends on what you're doing. Instacart? Nah, probably not.
I mean, a little bit of money is.
If you're buying a lottery ticket, maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, depends on what you're looking at, buddy.
The answer is
So,
a hard
long
no.
story short,
No money made there.
no. So we'll see what's going to happen with the Cardinals in this series. So we got a little bit of time, Chris. You have a topic that you kind of wanted to bring up?
We can talk about, their season ended, but the St. Pius Lancers baseball team, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And the coaches and the players.
Thank you.
A part of that, the district
that was
championship winning team.
Conference champion.
Yep.
District champion, and to what we can find historically, the most wins in program history.
That's awesome.
With 20. So, and that's a credit to Coach Oliver, Coach Marino, Coach Cook, the time that they put in. Coach Cook, just hundreds, if not thousands, of pitches that he threw to the kids all year, because he's the only one that can do it, because we can't. But just everything that the coaching staff and that the group of seniors. Just is a great group for me to be a part of it on a first-year program here with the baseball program. You talk about, we've always said, I know we've said it, and I know you say it, you want to leave the program better as you want to leave the program better as you walk out than when you did when you walked in, and I think these seniors have done that. They've accomplished that.
It was a very, I know Jarvis in here, he'd be rolling his eyes. He probably is right now, but it was a very successful year for Lancer sports. But just real quick and talk about, because I don't want to gush over it, but the unfortunate loss in the sectional game to Valley Park.
Who actually just won, punched their ticket to the Final Four. So congratulations to them, Coach Minley and all of those guys. Best of luck to you guys down in Ozark or Nixa or Branson, wherever, Springfield, wherever the Final Four is. Yep.
But that district championship game against West County. And
what a game!
Kind of, I don't know if it had the other district championship winning effect like ours was, because that was pretty wild. That was
both of them was
packed, but that's for Austin Albany hit that 3-run home run and
wow.
that go ahead down your last out, hits the home run that's ends up being the game winner, because you got to get the final 3 outs.
So we just talked last week before the game about the idea of the pitch count.
Yes.
You brought it up on your podcast, right?
Yes, missed calls with Coach Miller.
There you go.
Check out. It's on YouTube.
Check out that plug. So West County's ace, Witter, who's going D2 down to jury, best pitcher that we've seen all year, on film doesn't do it justice. He was phenomenal. Okay, he reaches his limit, the 105 limit, and in the 7th inning. So they bring in a freshman to close out the ball game, and to be a part of that and to see what happened with, you get a couple runners on, you score, and then, like you said, Albany comes up, 1-1 count, no doubter. As soon as it connected, boom, no doubt about it. Awesome. Such an awesome experience to be a part of. And then, Andrew Merciel comes in, shuts the door, slams the door, gets the save. Incredible.
Watching it, just that little last inning, there's a little clip of it or of somebody shared or whatever. I mean, just watching the atmosphere. What?
What'd you watch it on?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it was from a Game Changer. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know.
What?
I just saw it on Facebook. Somebody posted a little picture of the last, a video of the last hit.
The home run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was I'm guessing it was some Game Changer. I mean, I saw Misha was tagged in it, so I don't know what that was about, but.
Well, I mean, because if you're not watching it through Misha TV, apparently that's a fine. Because somebody
I didn't watch it live. I just saw it.
I'm just saying, like even recording, because the almighty Misha has to have their hands in it and make their money. But apparently, if you see somebody, you might get reported. So, were you guys reported, Zach?
Yeah, but the thing about it was the video clip in question was from a family. A family.
Oh, so it wasn't like you guys were recording it.
No,
and
it wasn't even from Game Changer. Huh?
No, that little bit
Yeah.
was from a family. So when it goes out into Twitter sphere and social media and all of that, that wasn't from us. That was from a family member.
Holy smokes!
Well,
Well, my point to this and this whole thing is, I absolutely phenomenally love Game Changer. I think Game Changer is awesome for people that can't go and watch, can't go and listen, whatever the fact may be. I mean, how Game Changer has allowed video for you to be able to video and watch the game live is absolutely phenomenal because you can use it as a coaching tool. But, I mean, just watching the atmosphere of that hit was absolutely phenomenal. But to take away from that, there's tons of people that couldn't be there and was able to now witness that because of a certain family member now that I found that out that videoed it for memories and shared it. I mean, why would you not take that?
That's what Mom did. It didn't matter what it was: band, choir, football, basketball, baseball, any of it. Yes. It was the big VCR that you sat on her shoulder and
camcorder.
Yeah,
that's what those are called.
Yeah, that's what I say.
VCR.
Okay, sorry, camcorder.
They had the VCR tape that goes in the camcorder.
Yes, okay, you understood what I was trying to say.
Exactly, 1,000%.
Thank you. But anyway, yeah, that's a memory. That's a memory. And for Misha or for some yin yang to try and turn us in and all of that was just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and it wasn't even you guys, and that's the funny part about it.
Jeez.
That was someone else. And like you said, hey, caught the better angle anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever broadcast was going on didn't have that angle.
No.
So that's what they took. I guess it was better.
It was awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
it was awesome to watch.
The quality might not have been as good, but you know what? Who gives a damn? You caught what needed to be caught.
Yeah. Caught the moment. The moment those kids will never forget. Mm-hmm. I mean, those kids, that families, that school.
And you got the crowd reaction because that's a person holding the thing and seeing it.
Yes.
So you know what? Hey, all power to them.
I agree.
But for anybody to turn in St. Pius or any other school for that matter, I mean, that's just stupid.
For the kids, it's the difference of if you were doing it because you didn't want somebody else to do it or you didn't want something. I mean, you were doing it for the purpose of for the kids. To me, that's what it's about. Like,
you get to see this clip over and over and over.
Can you imagine if you're the Albany boy I mean, I'd watch that thing all the time.
I don't know how many times. I've lost count of how many times I've watched.
Hey,
I
wait a
can
minute. There's all kinds of clips whenever we won the district championship of Michael hitting that layup and then them missing right there at the buzzer that were not shot from Misha TV
source.
broadcast.
Did they get reported? Did Herculaneum get reported?
No.
Huh.
Well, I mean, I know one of our sponsors is one who sent me the video before and said, "Hey, look at this angle." I don't think that person got reported,
No.
and that thing was shared all over the place.
Yes, it was.
So, for anybody to do that, that's just being an a-hole.
It's crazy. I mean,
That's just being an a-hole. Come on, be better than that.
it's for the kids.
Well, I don't understand what the point of purpose would be to even do something like that. You know what I
I don't
mean?
know.
Money,
Sad.
money, money. I guess.
Has to be.
I mean,
Almighty dollar.
well, when you put stuff behind the paywall, like Misha does, like other people do, there's a good chance that you're gonna piss some people off, but that's okay. It all comes
This
back.
show is not behind a paywall
No.
and will never be.
Never.
This show will never be behind a paywall. You can take that to the bank, and you can cash that check
Absolutely.
for free.
It's not going to bounce.
That check won't bounce, and
You
it's
don't
going
need
to be
to post
free.
date it either.
I'm gonna look right in that camera. Free. All the
Zach,
time.
you look into your camera. Free.
Free. Just like that. Because you know
I mean,
what?
the content we put out really isn't of much value anyway.
There is great value in what we do.
You always
the
disagree
content.
with me all the time. I don't know.
Sometimes just on purpose.
Yeah.
On principle.
On principle.
On principle.
The
Just like
content
you're
in
like-
itself.
Jason's not here to disagree with you.
No.
Just like you're like, I'm a
He
straight
needs to come
straight
back.
thought.
He needs to come back.
I know.
Hopefully Weston's doing well. They get some good news and we get him back.
I would love
I got
that.
a feeling he's going to be in rip roaring form the next time he's here. Don't you think?
Yes, Jason will be on it.
He better be.
Yeah, he will be.
Better be. We might even say, Jason, you come up with all of the topics for the show.
That could
Oh
be
my.
sad.
Could he do it?
We'll run the board. We'll do all the hard stuff. You just come up with all the topics.
You think he could do it? Hey, viewers,
Challenge.
could he do it? Challenge
Challenge.
accepted.
We'll see.
Jason, if you're watching, what do you think?
By the way, if you enjoy our show and you want to watch all of our old episodes and then see all the times that Jason was being the essence of positivity, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is free. We've mentioned this before. Everything we do is free to you guys. I mean, we could probably make some money, but we don't want to. We're going to lose money on this. By God, that's what we're going to do. So
Maybe
you guys,
just for a soda. Maybe enough money.
I mean, if you want to donate, we're like, okay, cool.
We're not going to say no.
No. Well, I mean, right now we'll probably take all the money and put it towards a better purpose.
Yes.
Again, if you want to donate, the fundraiser that we have it's still open. It's on the Coaches Box Facebook page. It's pinned to the top. You can't miss it. Feel free to do that. We'll make sure the money gets over to Coach Jarvis and Tara Lynn and to help take care of their needs. If you just want to watch the show, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And
you can also follow and like our show.
I know we haven't talked a lot about our sponsorship, but sponsorships that we offer. But I mean, those are what makes us able to be able to put on this show week in and week out, but also be able to, help the Jarvis family out in a time of need where, if it wasn't for the Coaches Box, maybe nobody would have ever put that out there. All these viewers that watch our show wouldn't have maybe donated. It's just, that's the whole purpose of why we do this show, is to help other people, maybe give them a good laugh every once in a while, and just kind of go off the rails, as you say, when we talk about stuff. But at the end of the day, I think it's vastly important to understand that what we do here on the Coaches Box is above and beyond what any of us thought this was going to be. And I firmly,
That's for damn sure.
I can firmly say, that I've been approached and people have talked to me in the last week, just saying, hey, I thank you enough for what you guys have done for the Jarvis family, and just everything that you're doing is just unbelievable. And we don't tune into your show every week, but we do definitely watch your show every week. It may not be live, but we do watch bits and pieces of it. So I know that people have time and they'll watch it when they can. So if you don't watch us live, tune it in on our Facebook page or go to YouTube, watch it whenever you want, or Apple Podcast. And
you can listen to it there. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast.
It's summertime and people like to take vacations. There's nothing better than listening to a podcast to help the time going from point A to point B.
Can you imagine that 10-hour drive listening to the Coach's Box?
I'm going to say right now, there's a good chance that you will go off the rails.
No, you don't want to go off the rails.
No, stay on the rails.
You will not, but you will hear us go off the rails.
Exactly.
Because that's what we like to do. Because you guys enjoy it
That's right.
so much.
No doubt.
All right, Blair, it's your turn.
All right. Well, guys, thanks again for another great show. It was great being alongside you two knuckleheads and
Was it though?
you two, these guys. But I won't speak that word.
Like the X-Men.
Now, speaking of that, before we go, I saw Coach Portell last weekend at dinner and Sunday night, I think, and after the graduation, I believe. And I told him about me wearing his pullover and his stocking cap, and that I got told that I looked just like him. And he goes, "Well, I could probably see that." I said, "I even put my arms like this." And he goes, "No, you didn't." I said, "Yes, I sure did." And he goes, "Well, then that probably is what did it what made you look like." But so I know that people were watching and watching our show. But I wanted to give a shout out to him because I did tell him about it, and he got a good laugh out of it. So, but
Awesome.
It was all for a good cause.
Yes, it was. Even though I felt like I needed to take like 7 showers afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, well, send us home, Blair.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, again for watching another episode of the Coach's Box, and we will see you all next week. Have a good evening.